Hi everyone, I'm here to explain you uh, how can I make a project in Eclipse that is a rule-based programming language to make a test that give you an, an diagnosis about what kind of disease you can have. My name is Mateo Lopez and I'm a student from the Polytechnic Salesian University in Cuenca, Ecuador. So let's start. For this kind of project, I begin defining a person that have properties. In this case, we have the name and multiple slots that mean uh, different symptoms that are proper of different kinds of diseases. In this case, I make a chart of the diseases that I make or that I insert in this program. For this case, I have here one symptoms, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 diseases and 31 symptoms. For this, for the example that I present in this program, I take 3 diseases that are swine flu, bird flu, and flu, typical flu. In this case, we can see that swine flu, bird flu, and flu have 4 symptoms that are part of these diseases. If you have these symptoms, it's so much probable that you have this disease. But if you can see, swine flu have 5 others symptoms that the typical flu don't have. So how can I know if I have this kind of flu? Because I match the other symptoms. You can see 5 more symptoms here, and for the bird flu I have 7 more symptoms that that means that I have that kind of flu. So if we go to the program, if we go to the code, I make rules for every symptom. We have for this, the code for this 4 symptoms, 5 symptoms, and all the symptoms that I present to you in the chart in this image. And after all the code that on the rules that represent the symptoms, we begin to uh, program the part of the diseases. How I can diagnose that a person can have a disease? Well, if a person match with the 70% of the all symptoms that a disease have, it is it's so probably that that person have this disease. For example, the 70% of 9 is 6 is 6. The 70% of 11 or 8 is 8, and the 70% of 4 is 3. So if we go to the first disease, that is in the B column, this is the B column, C column, D column, E column. So the B column, in the B column we see here that I compare the count of all diseases matched in the rest of the code in the the code in the top side of this program. So we have 5 here. Here we have 6, but is the count of the match that I have, that the symptoms that I have is over than 5. It means that I have a minimum of six symptoms of this disease. So I make a rule for all the possible diseases that I have in the database. In this case, I have these diseases. They that are in Spanish, because in Cuenca we talk Spanish, but in this case I have I am going to play with these 3 diseases that I mentioned in the start of this video. So uh, after that program all the possible diseases that I have, I make an instance of a person that have a name and uh, and a value in every slot of every symptom that I could have, that represent if I that is 0 if I don't have that symptom, and 1 if I have the symptom. So in this case I make in the symptom 4 I'm saying that I have this symptom. 4, 5, 6, 7 is with the number 1, and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. In the 12 I have 1 again. If we can see, I am going to represent these symptoms. If you can see, I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7 with the code 1. In this case, I have the same values. So after that, I start the counter of every disease that I have. That counters begins in 0 because the counters are going uh, to increase every time that I match with an okay that I have this symptom. Every time that gives 1 in every slot in my test, in my instance of the person. Before that, after that, I begin the program and match all the symptoms that I can have, I could have. So we can see that here. I start the program, every rules begin, and I make an instance of the person. In this case is Mateo with these symptoms. These symptoms are this is his counter. If we start the program, begin to match all the symptoms that I have, we can see here how I have the 4 first symptoms that I mentioned that all the flus can have. In this case are 4, 5, 6, 7, and 6, 7. And after that, the program says to me that I could have two kinds of flu. Why? Because the bird flu have the 4 principal symptoms in have 4 common symptoms that are the first 4 symptoms in this case in this chart. And after that, I match to the other symptoms that are proper of the bird flu. In this case are 12, and the other one and the other symptoms. And at the final, at the finish of this program, the program says to me that I will have that these two kinds of flu, and is diagnostic based in the, the symptoms that I describe, or that uh, I suppose that I have. So that's all. That's how my program works. In this case, you can see I use Eclipse. That is a rule-based programming language. All the rules are described in the code. This is the code. In every rules, I define all the property or properties of all kinds of symptoms or all kinds of diseases that I could have in